See, hey, Coach.
Hey, boys, how are you?
We're doing great, and Super Bowl week is upon us, and you've done it. You've done the prep as a player a bunch of times. How different is it when you got the whole organization counting on you and a whole bunch of other things to think about?
Well, I mean, I think it's a great responsibility to make sure that everything's taken care of, that things are planned out, that there's a purpose, and try to be very intentional how we're going to practice and lay out the week and make sure that we're ready to go on Sunday.
Mike, when you look at this week, what are some of the challenges that you have to deal with, obviously preparing and keeping guys focused during Super Bowl week?
I mean, I hope that their focus is going to be there. We're guaranteed one game left. We've put ourselves in a great position. But again, there are distractions. I think that there'll be much more media, and then at the end of the week, families will start to come in, and we know how important they are to everybody. And it's just about, moving our building and trying to take it out west and set up shop at the hotel and transfer to Stanford, and know that the pre-practice won't be the same, and guys are going to have to understand that and then get used to it.
Michael, it's Ted. Congratulations on a hell of a year, buddy. I'm so proud of you. Not surprised.
Eddie J.
What's up, bro? It's no surprise.
I'm good, buddy.
I'm good, man. I'm doing really good. But heck of a year. So fun to watch what you've been able to do with this team this year. And I'm just curious, Mike, if you've ever thought about this team in the sense that you harken back to the teams that we played on, me, you, and Wiggy in the early 2000s. Are there any similarities or characteristics from those teams that you see maybe in your team this year?
Every year is so much different. I try not to do that. I try to focus on what the team needs each and every week. But certainly we've taken on an underdog role. Not that we ever set out for that, but we played really well at stretches, and we've had a lot of different instances of situations that we're going to need. If anything comes up in this last game, I'm confident that we'll have covered it in a game or addressed it in practice. But we've been through a lot, and we're excited about it.
Between you, Ted, and Wiggy, there has to be a good Vrabel Super Bowl story in here somewhere. I mean, somebody's got Wiggy.
Other than the touchdowns and the sacks.
Mike, I can tell you, Mike was. I thought one of the more unique week of practices we've ever had was the 2001 week, where we didn't have 2 weeks to prepare, and I've never seen a more confident team, Mike. I mean, it was incredible. And Mike's usually, when it comes to leading the charge and confidence, it's usually Mike Vrabel at the front of the line. But I just remember that week of preparation, just not having 2 weeks, but just being as confident as we were and loose as we were. Mike was spearheading that a little bit, but I just remember the energy that he brought, especially in that 2001 week of preparation.
Full pads 9-on-7.
Yeah, pretty much.
Full pads 9-on-7 on Wednesday. Yeah. I remember I stayed at Jen was in Columbus having Carter. I think she had just had Carter at the end of November, emergency C-section. I completely missed it. And we beat Pittsburgh. We roll back. Bill's like, get your packed, and we are leaving tomorrow. I got a bag. Yeah. I went to Bledsoe's, and I wasn't a big wine drinker until I met Drew. And then it was like, okay, you're sleeping on the couch, and we're going to go get on the bus. And we went to the Super Bowl. That's how quickly everything happened.
Something just popped in my head, though, Michael. Do you remember our little – you and I kind of ventured off one night to Harris? You remember that night in Harris?
I'm sure we did, buddy.
Let me just tell you.
Was it weird? No bed checks?
It's like there is that later in the week, but there was it was the fastest dealer you've ever seen in blackjack. I mean, she was and it was just Mike and I. So you can imagine how fast the money was going. And then there was a reverse of fortunes. I won't say how good, but Mike did very well that night, if I remember. Yep.
Well, Mike, though.
We kept calling her the Black Widow. It was like Jeanette Lee. She just was like, I was like, I can't count that fast.
It was so fast.
Obviously, the entire region holding its breath when it comes to the most important shoulder in New England. And Friday, Drake was there in the building, in the meetings, I guess, but dealing with an illness. Can you clear that up for everybody, because people start reading into everything left and right? Was it more the illness Friday, or more the shoulder, or just rest here?
And I think I tried to say this as clearly as I could. last week. If he were to practice, he would have been limited on Friday, and he was not able to practice because of the illness. So, again, we'll work through these things through the week, just like everybody else does. But we're confident that the preparation that's required for each position on our football team will be there by the end of the week, and everybody will be available.
Mike, we were able to talk to Pop Douglas on Friday on the show, and one of the things that I said was enjoy the moment, but to look at it, it's just another game. Is that the message that you try to get to your team, that you have to treat it like another game, even though it is the Super Bowl?
Well, I think you treat it like that in the preparation, but know that there's, this is it. This is it for the 2025 season. This is going to put a bow on it, and we're going to try to keep our normal routine, try to keep the practices the same way, keep the preparation, and again, it's just magnified, and understand that the field is going to be the field and the fans are going to be the fans, and that the pregame is going to be long. Times be long. There's going to be a lot of things that make it not like a normal game. And, we have to understand that, and, we'll have to do everything that we can possibly do to be ready, and then make whatever adjustments and we have to during the game.
Mike, a key cog in your defense obviously has been Robert Spillane, and he went out early in that game against Denver with an ankle. And I thought your boy Jack Gibbons came in, and Docky Gibbons came in and did a hell of a job. I mean, do you feel confident if Robert isn't able to go that you got Jack there to pick up the slack?
Yeah, Dr. Gibby's done that since I've known him. He's been ready to go. I've always appreciated the fact that he could play multiple positions without taking a lot of reps or any reps at them during the season or during the week of preparation. He's a great communicator. He's always where he's supposed to be. And those guys will be ready, and Robert's working hard to get back.
Mike, one of the things is being a former player for this organization and being a fan of this team basically my whole life, and it's proud to see what you've been able to accomplish with these players. And I always tell you I love the way your coaching style is. And going into this game, I think the biggest thing that I look at from a fan's perspective, also a former player, is the authenticity that you bring to these players. And they speak highly of that. And when you've looked at I know you still got one game left, but when you look at this season, are you extremely proud about what you've been able to not only accomplish as a coach, but just as a man to these guys out there?
That'll never be my focus. I'm proud of them. I tell them that every single time. I'm proud to coach them, whether we win or we lose. I know it's the difficulty and what they go through to be ready to play in these games. I understand the violence and the toll that it takes on their body. I completely understand that. So I'm proud of them. I appreciate how they've tried to buy in to what we've tried to do. I appreciate their ability to stay flexible when things have to change or schedules change. So, again, I want them to embrace the preparation, embrace the hard work, and enjoy everything about this week and enjoy their execution.
I thought for sure Wiggy was going to end that by asking if you had a couple extra for the game. I mean, he is.
You guys have press passes?
I get a press pass, and then I'll finagle my way into somebody's suite. Hopefully, Robert Kraft's suite.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, I have to admit, I've been just admired your coaching style from where I've been sitting all season. Just your ability to motivate, to get these guys in the right frame of mind. And I'm just curious if you got any more levers to pull or any more motivational tactics up your sleeve before the big game on Sunday.
We'll keep swinging. We'll keep figuring something out. I mean, they've embraced the road warriors. And, I guess just trying to explain to all these guys what it takes to win on the road and how hard it is during the regular season with such, all these new guys and young players. And, they've understood what it is and what it takes and how you have to be able to take the crowd out of it and take care of the football and, all these things that we've done along the way to help us win on the road. And, we've tried to adopt that this week. And, we'll continue to try to focus on the things that are going to help us, show them the Peyton Manning play from the last, when Seattle played the Broncos and the crowd noise and Peyton walking up behind the center and him snapping the ball because – they weren't on the same page to start the game. And I'm just trying to show them all these things that could potentially occur so that they're prepared for them.
Mike, when you look at your football team, how important is, especially on both sides of the football, but I think mainly on offense, how important it is that you get the message to making sure that you guys can start fast, maybe get that running game going? What are some of the things that you'd like to see, obviously early in the game from your offense?
Well, again, we have to be aggressive with the football. We can't, it's like playing golf or swinging a baseball bat. Or you can't try to choke the life out of the club and be so tense. It's just not going to work. Sports aren't played that way. And so, we have to be aggressive. We have to attack, but we can't be reckless. And so that's what I want us to be. That's what I want the guys with the football in their hands to do. And then if we have to reserve the right to punt, then we have to do that as well. We look at just some of these Super Bowls and the impact that, turnovers can make. Looking at last year, how that game got out of hand, that was because of, the turnovers. And we just have to attack, but we also have to be smart.
Mike, obviously the Seattle offense gets a lot of shine clearly because of JSN's production. But I'm just curious, do you feel confident in your game plan? And what are some of the things that Seattle's offense, some of the challenges that they present for your defense?
Well, obviously JSN is unbelievably talented, has had an unbelievable year, but they're first in the league in rushing attempts, and that's what this West Coast offense, what they want to do. Is they want to establish it and then build things off of that. And a lot of that is JSN. And, we're going to have to be prepared to stop him. We have to stop the run game. They've done a fantastic job at the boots. They'll pin a guy and try to throw it down the field on some of these boots and, play actions. And they're first in the league in 3rd and 3 to 6, and they're 30th and 3rd and 7+. So that pretty much tells the story is how we play early in the downs. And our ability to keep them off schedule is going to be a big deal.
Mike, one of the things that it's kind of been tough for, you got young guys on the left side, but through the first 3 games of the playoffs, you guys have given up a total of 15 sacks. What do you need to do better as an offensive line, everybody, but especially those young guys on the left side?
I mean, again, sacks aren't a great predictor to success. We'll have to always protect the quarterback. When the quarterback gets hit, bad things happen. So, it's like penalties. Everybody complains about penalties, and penalties are about 50-50 when you track penalties. There's certainly penalties that are critical ones and that hurt. But when predictors for success, sacks aren't up there. But obviously, when the quarterback gets hit, bad things happen for your offense. So what we'll have to do is make sure that we're all working together, that we stay inside out when they game, which Seattle does a great job with their games, being able to pick and drive and, sometimes grab games or whatever they may be, but they're excellent in what they do in the game. So I would say just staying inside out, and then guys on the edge got to be able to run the quarterback by. He's got to be able to climb the pocket, and it's all synced together.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate you taking the time and cannot wait for Sunday. And thanks for not only today, but all season long. So go get them.
Go get them, buddy. Let's go.
Good job.
I can't wait either, boys. Thank you so much.
All right, Mike. We're proud of you, man. Good luck to you guys.
Thanks, boys.